What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. After years of airport experiences, I've learned some are gateways to adventure, others are just wallet traps. Today, we're exposing the worst offenders, airports where overpriced food and bad service can ruin your trip before it starts. We're counting down the 7 airports to avoid in 2025 if you value your money and sanity. Think water that costs more than a movie ticket, and staff who act like you're invisible. This list is built from my experiences, real data, and stories from travelers like you. So, as we go, drop your own airport horror stories in the comments. Let's help each other out. Let's jump in. First up, London Heathrow, LHR. It's huge, it's iconic, and it's a masterclass in airport contradictions. The terminals look impressive, but try buying a snack and you'll see the real story. A basic sandwich or bottle of water. Prepare for sticker shock. You're a captive audience, and the vendors know it. No escape, no competition, just sky-high prices. The complaints about food costs at Heathrow never stop, and it's not just about the money. Service is another sore spot. For a global hub, the staff can be shockingly indifferent. Long lines, slow service, and employees who seem checked out are all too common. During busy times, the system buckles. Staff are overwhelmed, and travelers get the brunt of it. Ask for help, and you might get a shrug or a vague wave, not the guidance you need. The result? You pay a premium for everything, but get a subpar experience in return. It's a world-class airport on the surface, but underneath, the basics, fair pricing and decent service, are missing. Heathrow leaves you frustrated, overcharged, and counting the minutes until you're out the door. If you're flying through, eat before you arrive and brace yourself for the Heathrow tax. The illusion of prestige fades fast when you're stuck in a queue for a $7 coffee. It's a place where the traveler always loses. So, is it worth the hype? Not if you value your wallet or your patience. Heathrow beautiful, but beware the hidden costs. If you've survived a Heathrow layover, let us know your worst ripoff in the comments. For now, let's move on to the next airport headache. Next stop, New York. Buckle up. Welcome to JFK, New York's busiest airport and a masterclass in airport sticker shock. The city's energy doesn't translate to the terminals. Instead, you get chaos and sky-high prices. Think Manhattan is expensive. Wait until you see what a slice of pizza costs at JFK. Trendy restaurants and celebrity chef spots look great, but the prices are outrageous. $25 for a burger, $10 for a beer. Even a basic breakfast can feel like a luxury splurge. The upselling never stops, and you're constantly reminded you're a captive customer. But it's not just the prices, the service can be just as tough. New York's direct attitude is amplified here. Staff are rushed, impatient, and often unhelpful. Approach a desk and you might get a sigh or an eye roll before you even ask your question. The culture is one of indifference. Everyone's in a hurry, and you're just another number. I've seen staff dismiss real concerns and food workers bark orders like drill sergeants. The result? A tense, unwelcoming atmosphere where you feel ignored and overcharged. You pay top dollar for the privilege of being there, but get little in return. JFK is a stressful, expensive, and often unfriendly start or end to your journey. If you've ever paid $30 for a sandwich here, you know the pain. My advice, eat before you arrive and keep your expectations low. Have a JFK horror story? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep moving. Next stop, Paris. Will it be any better? Spoiler, not really. Let's go. Paris awaits. Brace yourself. Charles de Gaulle, Ibon e ens were tri. CDG, Paris, the city of culinary dreams, but its airport, a food and service nightmare. You expect croissants and cheese, but get overpriced, sad sandwiches, and wilted salads. A simple jambon beurre costs triple what it does in the city, and the quality is nowhere close. The food feels like an insult to French cuisine, and your wallet. Most travelers avoid eating here if they can, and for good reason, but the real legend of CDG is the customer service, or lack of it. The Parisian Shrug isn't just a stereotype here, it's standard operating procedure. Need help? Good luck. Staff avoid eye contact, continue personal conversations, and often respond in rapid-fire French, even if they speak English. The airport's confusing layout only adds to the stress, and staff rarely offer clear directions. You're left feeling lost, ignored, and unwelcome. Stories of being sent to the wrong gate or given bad info are common. The indifference is systemic. Customer experience is clearly not a priority. Many travelers will pay extra to avoid connecting through CDG, and I don't blame them. If you've ever felt abandoned in this concrete maze, you're not alone. Paris may be the city of love, but CDG is the airport of frustration. Share your worst CDG moment below. Let's warn the next traveler. Next, we're off to LA. Will Hollywood roll out the red carpet? Don't count on it. Let's go. LAX is up next. Get ready for the Hollywood hustle. Here we go. Lights, camera, chaos. LAX, Los Angeles International, the gateway to Hollywood, but first you have to survive the airport. The terminals are a confusing patchwork, always under construction, and chaos is the norm. LAX has upgraded its dining, but with it came sky-high prices. $12 tacos, $50 lunches for two, and drinks with a Hollywood markup. You're paying for the name, not the quality. The airport tax here is real, and it stings. Service? It's a total gamble. 1 minute you get a friendly agent, the next, someone on a power trip. There's no standard. Just a lottery of attitudes and experiences. The airport's size and disjointed management mean no consistent service culture. You're always on edge, never sure if your next interaction will be pleasant or painful. LAX is unpredictable, expensive, and exhausting. If you've ever been yelled at for standing in the wrong line, you know the drill. My tip: pack snacks, keep your cool, and expect the unexpected. Got a wild LAX story? Share it below. Next, we're heading down under. Will Sydney be any better? Let's find out. Australia, here we come. Sydney Kingsford Smith, SYD. Australia's gateway, but also a masterclass in airport price gouging. Sydney is a fantastic city, but its airport, prepare for sticker shock. Even basic items, water, coffee, snacks, are outrageously expensive, shocking even for locals. A simple breakfast can set you back $25 and a beer costs more than a meal elsewhere. There's no budget option. Every outlet charges premium prices regardless of quality. Arrive hungry and you'll pay dearly. Service? It's laid back, but that no worries vibe can mean painfully slow lines. Staff move at their own pace, chatting while you watch the clock and stress about your flight. For travelers, every minute counts, but at SYD, urgency is in short supply. The result, you're overcharged and left waiting, anxious you'll miss your flight for a cup of coffee. Sydney's airport is a double whammy, high prices and slow service. It's a stark contrast to the efficient, vibrant city outside. If you've ever sweated through a slow-moving line here, you know the pain. Share your Sydney airport survival tips below. Next, we're off to Canada. Will Toronto roll out a warmer welcome? Let's see. Onward to Pearson. Toronto Pearson, YYZ, Canada's busiest airport, but not its friendliest. Food prices are inflated across the board. Tim Hortons, sit-down restaurants, you name it. Even a simple coffee costs more, and a quick meal can easily top $100 for a family. It's pure location markup, with no improvement in quality or service. But the real issue, service and support. During busy periods, staff are overwhelmed, and finding help is nearly impossible. Travelers report being passed from person to person, getting shrugs, or, I don't know, instead of answers. The result is a feeling of abandonment, especially when delays or cancellations hit. Unfriendly and uncaring come up again and again in reviews. At Pearson, you're not just overpaying for food. You're left to fend for yourself in a sea of confusion. If you've been stranded here, you know the frustration. Drop your Pearson stories in the comments. Next, we're off to Germany. Will efficiency save the day? Let's find out. Frankfurt Airport, FRA, Germany's biggest and supposedly most efficient airport, but for many, it's a stressful, expensive ordeal. Food and drink prices are sky high, assuming everyone's on an expense account. For regular travelers, it's a shock. $8 pretzels, overpriced coffee, and average quality. The captive audience gets squeezed for every euro. But the real mythbuster? Service and delays. Frankfurt is massive and often feels overwhelmed. Long lines, slow service, and rigid staff. Security and immigration can be painfully slow, with little flexibility or kindness. Staff stick to the rules, even when common sense would help. Missed connections and conflicting info are common complaints. The system only works when everything goes perfectly, which, in airports, is rare. Travelers pay the price in stress and missed flights. If you've been caught in a Frankfurt delay, share your story below. Now, let's wrap up with some travel wisdom. There you have it. 7 airports where your patience and wallet will be tested in 2025. Sometimes you can't avoid them, but being prepared makes all the difference. Eat before you go, pack snacks, and check recent airport reviews before you fly. Now it's your turn. Share your worst airport experiences in the comments. Your story could save someone else a lot of money and stress. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more real-world travel tips. Safe travels. And I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, travel smart, not harder.